I didn't have a plan for my adult autistic son's future, and that nearly broke me. Hey, my name's Ben Blackman, and I created the After Us project to help parents of adult autistic kids, you know, create a plan. I'm not a financial planner, I'm not an attorney or any of those things. I'm just a dad, and I was caught up in a lot of stuff that I just was, couldn't figure out and was worried about, and so that's why I started this channel and started the After Us project, because this is a tough thing to talk about, and frankly, most people don't want to talk about, and I didn't either. So I just kind of wanted to give you what happened to me, and maybe this will help a little bit. I don't know. So one of the first things is I kept thinking it was too early, and maybe that wasn't the exact thought, but I was thinking that I'll get to it. Right, there's plenty of time. He's just a little guy, blah blah blah, and then they get older, and then before you know it, they're an adult, and that's exactly what happened. So I put it off and put it off until, I just couldn't put it off anymore. And the next thing about it was I thought it would be really expensive to do this, and there can be, if you hire an attorney to do these trusts and conservatorships and so forth, there can be a fair amount of expense involved, or financial planner or something along those lines. But the fact is that even if I wasn't, even if I wasn't in a place to pay for that, and for many years I was not, if I wasn't in a place to pay for those kinds of things, I still needed to plan, because I didn't want to leave some big mess behind for somebody else to clean up. I mean, that's got to be worse, right? Even if I didn't have anything. So I worried about, well, where do I even start? What do I do? Who do I call? Who do I talk to? And that just kept me spinning. Like, I didn't even know where to start. And when you don't know where to start, it makes it impossible to get started, does it not? I mean, that's true with anything. So I also felt really too emotional to deal with it for a lot of years. And I'll tell you, one of the things that really helped me, that changed my perspective, and I've mentioned this before, but I had this life coach, and we were on this call, and she said, I can tell you're upset, like you're worried. And she goes, I'm not even going to try to talk you off that ledge. Like, I was just, just not in a good place. And she said, why don't you think about, not all the time, but about half the time, why don't you think about his life being really good, and he's surrounded by people who love him and take care of him, and he's happy, because the truth is, you don't know what's going to happen. That might be exactly the life that he has, and sitting here focusing on all the bad things that could happen, or whatever, that's not helpful anyway. But she told me, she said, I realize I'm not going to be able to get you to do that all the time, but at least half the time do that. And I did, and I thought about that quite a bit, and I realized that it's true. I don't know, and most of us really don't know what's going to happen. I have this has always really bothered me, but years ago I've read in some different forums and on Reddit and whatnot, where some parents will say things like, I hope my child dies before I do, I pray that they do, and those kinds of things. And I get that. Like, I hear you. That's never been my thought, but I certainly understand if that's how people have feel. And I wanted to create something that would be able to help people, at least on some level, plan for their child's future. And the other thing is that, I used to feel like, well, I'm not really in a position financially for it to matter that much, or, I can't really give them what I would want to be able to give them. So, what's there to plan, and those kinds of things. And that kind of thinking is really what kept me from doing anything. The fact is it doesn't really matter where you are financially. Like I said before, you don't want to leave somebody a mess to clean up, and you want to put it together as much as you can. And that's as not only for your child, and not only for the caretakers who are going to help your child after you're gone, but for yourself, because once you do, you'll feel better. You just will. You'll feel better, and you'll feel like at least there's something. It's not gonna be a perfect thing, and you're gonna be like, oh, life's great now. Life is great, but you will feel better, and you'll know that there's something in place, and it'll make a huge difference for you. It gives you, it's given me freedom and much less anxiety over it. So it's not. I don't want to say I don't think about it and I don't worry about it some, but it's nothing like it used to be. And so that's one of the nice things. So, all right, that's really all I have. And by the way, and there's absolutely no, wouldn't want you to feel any pressure or anything for this, but that's one of the reasons I created the After Us guide. It's just a way to start the planning process. It's not everything about everything, and it's not something that has to get done immediately. Like you don't have to do it immediately, but I created that, and if it's something that you think that might help you, there'll be a link to it below. But if not, I certainly understand that too. Okay, that's it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.